Hey everybody, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil and it's time to talk The Leftovers. What a doozy of a season opener last week, guys. We kicked off season 3 with a boom. We blew up the visitor center. We eliminated the GR that had just invaded Jarden. And that was Atfek, by the way, that did that. And then we cut to 3 years later. And Jarden is still Miracle, but it's still open to the public. And there are campers and squatters all about, and it feels very much like a suburban or Burning Man of sorts, where just it's got that festival atmosphere where everybody's just reveling in the spirit of it all. And the chief of police trying to maintain order over all this is the indomitable Kevin, the indestructible, perhaps, Kevin Garvey, who maybe can't die in Jarden, at least according to Matt and Michael and John, who are writing a gospel about Kevin, literally the book of Kevin. The New Testament kicks off now. And, like, what? You know, there's a bit of a cast shakeup after last season. It appears that Erica has left. You know, she planned to leave just before the departure after the events of 3 years ago. At Evie's death, it appears she has left. John has remained. He's now married to Lori, who's remained. Tommy is following in his adopted father's footsteps and become a cop. Jill's off to college, so we're probably not going to see a ton of her, but she's okay. Kevin and Nora are still together, but Lily is something happened to Lily, and we don't quite know what. But I fear the worst, that Lily passed on. But maybe there's another story there. Maybe there's I don't know. I don't know. Kevin seems to be mentally better, although he seems to take himself to the verge of death by suffocation semi-regularly. It seems to be a routine that he has. It seems to be what keeps him sane, almost. We had a fun reappearance by Dean, the dog hunter, last episode, who showed up claiming that dogs have, in fact, converted to human form and infiltrated the highest levels of the U.S. government, and it's all going to come to a head in 2 weeks when we reach the 7-year anniversary of the sudden departure. And when Kevin essentially told Dean that he was crazy, Dean didn't take that too well, and later in the day tried to kill Kevin and Tommy, failed. Tommy put him down like a mad dog. And yeah, Kevin escaped death once again. Kevin got baptized. There seems to be the new conflict in town seems to be between Matt's church, all dressed in white again, keep coming back to white, whether it's the Guilty Remnant or this Rapture Church that we got in the 1844 flashback at the start of the season, or whether it's Matt's church in their baptismal vestments. There's a whole lot of wearing white, being part of a group that's either religious or nihilist or whatever. Wearing white. It's been a recurring theme since the very beginning. And then the other group that's very much against Matt's church and the baptism of it seemed to be this group of truthers who want the truth of what happened 3 years ago when Atfek bombed the visitor center and killed the GR. And it seems like Evie's become sort of their Che Guevara, their freedom fighter, their symbol. You know, they're all wearing Evie t-shirts and trying to get the truth out. But the story that's been peddled to the public is that there was a gas explosion triggered by one of the GR cigarettes, and everybody incinerated. Well, there's a crater where the visitor center used to be. Anyhow, I think that's kind of us caught up. I'm sure there's lots more to be revealed in the coming episodes, but this show has become so unpredictable. There's no point even guessing what might happen next. But man, am I along for the ride. I am loving what this show does, subverting expectations, taking us in directions that are completely unexpected and yet totally understandable. That's a crazy fence to walk, and yet they're doing it so well on this show. So yeah, let's jump into it, man. This is cool, and this is episode 2 of season 3. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, what? It sounds like a 1980s sitcom theme song. It is. What show is this from? Because this is literally from an 80s or 90s. Is this Growing Pains? Was this Growing Pains? That's so bizarre seeing that over the giant Gary Busey balloon. What the hell, man? It's such a surreal sky. Ma! No!
Did the missing person use an aluminum-based deodorant?
Pillar
The
Man.
man didn't shower for 5 years. Hygiene was not a priority.
Can you please describe your relationship to the missing person?
He was my husband. He wanted to suffer. He settled for the pillar only after we got arrested trying to crucify him. He proved himself to God.
Why is Nora doing this interview? Why?
And last night he got his reward.
Do we think this is a departure? How? That doesn't mesh with the body falling.
All of a sudden he just kind of faded out like he was on a dimmer. Ask around.
Thank God for the preacher.
Her brother.
Would you happen to know the name of this preacher?
It's open. Come in.
Did Matt get in a fight? He's got a bloody nose.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just a nosebleed. I take it you're here to yell at me about the book?
Oh, no, he told me. I'm staying out of it.
Okay.
So, you want to tell me where the man on the pillar is?
It's my understanding he departed. I didn't witness it myself, but that's what people saw.
So they hid the body.
I can literally see the lie wheel turning in your brain.
That poor woman lived across the bridge in that horrible encampment for 3 years just to be close to her husband.
She's the one with the sun and the oar and the $500 to hit him as hard as you can.
He deserves a legacy. Can't you give a man a little grace?
So are you going to dig him up, or should I?
If I told you this was a picture of him and a killer whale, would you believe me?
No, I would not.
It's him and a killer whale.
Huh.
Morning.
Oh, okay.
Taking over up there?
Maybe.
Hey, John, I read your book.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin left it in the bathroom, and I picked it up, and before I knew it, 20 minutes had flown by. It's exciting.
I love
Y'all have
Nora.
a nice day.
We can't have a sense of humor about you being the Messiah. We're going to have a problem.
Gary Busey. Are you going to make an appearance before the show's over?
Departed from our world to be rewarded in yours.
Hi. You know what happened to him? What really happened?
Have a good day. Well, in 10 days when the world doesn't end, they're all going to go home and they're going to...
I thought her cast was supposed to come off 12 days before the end. Yeah, now it comes off. So we know the guy that just died, he got one nail in when he tried crucifixion, so he, too, had one injured hand.
Free.
We have so many single injured hands on this show.
How's it feeling?
Does she have a Wu-Tang Clan tattoo? Seriously?
When you came in last month to get the cast, one of the orderlies, he said that he saw you slam your car door on your arm on purpose.
Now, why in God's name would I do that?
Why did she do that? So, she wanted a cast. Why?
Nora Durst?
Yes, who's this?
It's Mark Lynn Baker.
Who?
What?
Mark Lynn
From
Baker.
Perfect Strangers. Oh, wait, was that theme music from Perfect Strangers?
Would you like to see your children again?
What?
What?
You don't have to trace me. I'm at the Crown Central in St. Louis. Just ask for Mark Lynn Baker.
He's not hiding out anymore.
St. Louis?
Was Belky's line, "Don't be ridiculous"? Oh, this is so freaking meta. Okay, why did she break her own wrist or forearm by slamming it in the door? Why would she do that? Was it about getting a cast put on, or was it just dealing with the pain of losing another child in Lily?
George Brevity, hello.
Hey,
Brevity.
George, it's Nora Durst.
Yeah, they were cousins. One of them was a foreign guy, Balky, right, yeah.
Balky Bartokomous.
He faked his departure.
Yeah.
I think he's running a carrot stick out of St. Louis.
Oh, shit.
Will you authorize my travel?
A carrot stick? It's a Better Call Saul title, The Carrot and the Stick. Ah, worlds colliding.
Sick of me already?
I have to go to St. Louis for work. Do you mind if I borrow this? I need something to read on the plane.
Really? Matt said there's only one copy.
Maybe Matt should have gone to Kinko's.
I love how much fun she has with this.
You busting my balls?
Can holy balls be busted?
I'd love you to take it.
We're on the same page about this, right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous.
And she did kiss the lips of Kevin. And
it was good.
Try not to walk on too much water when I'm gone, okay?
I love how much
I love you too.
fun she's having with it. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Just go ahead and click yes. It doesn't matter, you're only taking up one seat.
I don't want to hit yes. Are we going to find out what happened?
May I use another kiosk, please?
Did they know they could get Mark Lynn Baker when they did this? Oh, great shot.
It's Nora Durst.
It's Mark Lynn
Please,
Baker.
come on in.
It's Mark frickin' Lynn Baker.
Your phone. I just need to make sure you're not recording this.
What are you doing?
Sorry. It's just hardware. Everything that matters is up there in the cloud, right? LADR, low amplitude Denziger radiation. They found LADR at departure sites, but it's a footprint, a shadow. They could build a device, and whatever they put inside that device, they could blast it with that radiation, and it would go.
Where?
Wherever they went.
Wherever they went.
So they built it, this device.
Yes, ma'am.
Then why haven't I heard of it?
It's a ladder. It's literally LADR. It's ladder.
They don't stay in one place for too long. I felt the same way you do right now when I heard it the first time. Her name was Lauren.
Uh-huh. Where's Lauren now?
She went through.
Through?
Through.
I don't know if you are a part of this or a victim of it, but if this is real, if they've actually built this device, they're not sending people to some magical place to be with their loved ones. They're incinerating them.
119 testimonials. They are not hapless suckers, not victims. There's a Nobel laureate in there. I have 2 degrees from Yale.
Does he actually? That's cool.
Are you married, Mark?
You?
I'm in a committed relationship.
Then I guess I am just wasting my breath, huh?
Yes, you are.
3 go, 1 stays. You know what the odds of that are?
1 in 128,000.
Arbitrary. Purposeless. I want to take some fucking control.
Is there a virus on that, or is this just real?
My name is Christopher Allen Truitt, and I give my full consent for the journey I'm about to take. whatever the destination.
Okay, so it's all just them indemnifying.
This was my choice and mine alone.
I'm of sound mind and body.
Yeah, but this isn't to say they haven't all been duped, that they haven't all been incinerated. It's just a record of the victims, possibly. Kentucky. Eminence, Kentucky. It's another dead spot. It's totally the Perfect Strangers theme now. Nothing's going to stop us now. Oh my god, the nostalgia. I figure I was like in my early to mid-teens when that was coming out. When they first put that nugget that the entire Perfect Strangers cast had departed in the pilot, did they have plans for this? Or did they like think about it, halfway through season 1 and go, oh, how about we do something fun with that? Where are we? Was that Lily? That would be the right age. Okay. What? So who's got Lily? Did Christina come back? Does she remember?
It's yours, right?
When was she taken?
Why?
She doesn't know. That's definitely Lily. So who took her? It's gotta
Nora?
be. Yeah. Christine.
Hi.
Wow. Well, it's much better than a crazy child death that we just keep the Perfect Strangers thing going through the background the whole time. Oh, all that pain, and she's just gonna go back to joking with Kevin about him being the savior. Man. Technology's just not gonna cooperate with her at all anymore.
I prepaid at the fucking machine! What do you want me to do?
Nora's a boss. Oh, she's just barely keeping it together, though. Oh, she's just a house of cards. Where are we now?
Hi.
Erica? She's not gone. She left John, but are we in Austin? Are we still in Chardon?
So you got your cast off?
Did I ever tell you how the day after October 14th I broke my leg? The headline was Nora cursed.
Ouch.
How'd you break it?
I slammed it in a car door.
I don't want to lie to you. I broke it to cover something up.
Cover what up? The
Show
tattoo.
me.
She got a tattoo. It was to cover up the tattoo.
It's the logo for the Wu-Tang band.
I think you mean the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right. Yeah. Big fan.
What?
What were you covering up?
Their names?
My kids' names. I'm Nora Cursed. Ask me about my poor departed children. I told the guy to give me that one instead. Just cover it up, please, like it never fucking happened. I was having a bad day. I think I'm going crazy.
You need a Wayne hug.
How are you not going crazy?
I bought a trampoline.
Are we going to see these two ladies trampolining?
Scandalous, made the metro panic. For static, automatic. And while I'm at it, yo, you got cash back. Well, yo, bring it back. Now I'm more civilian. Poly and deals, monopoly and bills. Y'all niggas lying. Court 300. Lab look. Yo, man, metaphysical. I speak to criminals who don't pay their bills on time and fuck with digital.
It's the chief's wife. I think you're fine, Nora. Is it Tommy? Is it Kevin? Is it someone else?
My boyfriend's the chief of police in this town. You think I can get off with a warning, officer?
Okay.
Christine called you. I was in St. Louis on business.
You live in Kentucky. How'd you even know where to find her?
She's not hiding, Tom. She's putting pictures of Lily on Instagram and
Her
Facebook.
name's not Lily anymore.
Oh.
Christine just wants to know if she should be worried.
She wanted to fight me. And did I fight back, Tom?
No.
And I gave her child back. And now she doesn't know who I am. So no, Tom, nobody has to worry about me. I wish you'd never left her for me.
I didn't leave Lily for you, Nora. I left it for my dad.
Yeah. Heartbreaking. Gotta get a new phone.
Can I print a photo from this?
Oh, okay.
This one, please.
Buttons aren't gonna work. What is it? Oh, it's the picture of the corpse of Pillar Man. She's gonna slap it right on the painting.
You are a heartless bitch. God damn you to hell!
Yeah. She's Nora cursed. She has been damned to hell. Oh, jeez. She doesn't know about that.
You're home. I tear it off every time. I just do it to feel...
She wants to try. She used to get shot in the chest by prostitutes.
I don't want to die.
It's okay. You don't need to explain, Kevin.
Let's have a baby.
What?
You got her at a weird time, Kevin.
Sorry. Are you happy?
Yes.
I'm happy too. Let's not fuck that up, okay?
She can't be happy, though.
Someone is standing by to meet you at the Crown Central in Melbourne, Australia. Can you be there by Tuesday?
Australia.
$50,000 in cash?
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. I need to go to Australia. Just for a couple of days.
She's not coming back. You're gonna get incinerated.
Can I come with you?
Okay. We're going to Australia. Cue the kangaroo. Doves and kangaroos this year.
October 15, fast approaching. We may see some hellfire moving up from the south.
Oh, I love that they refer to it as 10:15 in Australia because they were probably the next day there when it happened. Yeah, it would have been after midnight in Australia.
Cruiser 1's got rubmarines all over it, so give it a wash, will you? I'm going to take yours.
Okay, this isn't Melbourne. This is small town Australia. Is this Kevin Sr. on a horse?
Good evening.
Oh?
G'day, sweetheart. May I ask why you're blocking my driveway?
Is your name Kevin?
Indeed it is.
Oh, another Kevin Chief of Police.
And so he clutched the stone to his chest and jumped into the water.
They're reading from the book of Kevin. Is this in the future?
I know who you are.
Well, I don't know who you are.
Is this Kevin in the future?
Will you come with us, please? I can explain everything.
No. I don't want you to explain fucking anything. I want you to get the fuck off my property. And fucked up.
Is this Kevin in the future? I mean, it could be. Or is this mistaken identity in the present? But they know the book of Kevin. They know the gospel of Kevin.
It's all right. We're amongst friends. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
They're doing witch trials on him. Is he gonna survive? He can't die. Another frickin' baptism, if this is Kevin Garvey. I hope we're right. Otherwise you're killing a random chief of police.
It's him. But what if it's not?
It's him.
Okay, let him up. Kevin, you need to wake up now. We know who you are.
Hey!
Is that Kevin Sr.?
What are you ladies up to?
They got the wrong Kevin. Because there's two Kevins, chiefs of three. Oh. These are the mental gymnastics that this show inflicts upon us. It's like we meet a random small town Australian sheriff named Kevin, and suddenly I'm thinking, well, maybe we're in the future. Maybe this is, who knows? But they've got the Book of Kevin. How do they have the Book of Kevin? Because this is, as far as we can tell, current times. It's maybe it's a year later or something, and the gospel has spread, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe Matt is spreading the gospel around the world, but they're trying to find a small town sheriff named Kevin. And why did we go to Australia to find this one? It's the same town that Kevin Sr.'s living in, who is an ex-chief of police named Kevin. But they're quoting the Book of Kevin, so it's clearly Kevin Jr. in Jordan, Texas, who is now coming to Australia. What does it all mean? I've got no freaking idea, and I'm not even talking about Perfect Strangers yet, because, oh my god, we opened the show with the Perfect Strangers theme, which was instantly familiar, but I couldn't place it, even though we've alluded to Perfect Strangers off and on throughout the run of this show. I should have clicked on it sooner. It should have clicked, but I got there eventually. And then Mark Lynn Baker actually makes his second appearance on the show, because we did see him on a news clip back in season 1 pretending not to be himself, discovered in Mexico. And he brings news to Nora that there is literally ladder. Kevin keeps having all these water metaphors, keeps resuscitating out of the water, and Nora has more than a few elevating scenes, whether it's getting on a plane or going up in a lift onto a tower. Of course, Kevin did that too. Jumping on a trampoline, and maybe going up a ladder to find happiness and maybe go where her kids are. She does have a Wu-Tang Clan tattoo, and it's to cover up the names of her kids, because she got their names tattooed on her forearm on a bad day, and then immediately decided that's a terrible idea. Let me cover it up, because she doesn't want to be Nora cursed. Now I want to know how she broke her leg the day after. Obviously she was in a messed up, distraught state, but I kind of want to know that story. But yeah, she broke her own arm to cover up this tattoo, because she had another it was a bad day all around. At least Lily's alive, but in the intervening 3 years, Christine came back, claimed custody, and I guess, when you're the mother, you can do that. You can abandon your child. Other people can raise it with love in a good family environment. And when you decide you're ready, you can come back and claim your child for yourself and rename it and everything. You're no longer Lily. You're something else. The fact that Christine's back and Lily's alive makes me think we're not done with Wayne yet. Lily may be special. I don't know what to call her, because we haven't been given her new name. But you don't just reintroduce Christine for no reason. Probably. The show is bringing back a lot of season 1 threads, but again, we got rid of a couple of them quickly. We brought back Dean the Hunter and then killed him immediately. We're cutting some season 2 threads too. Pillar Man, let's give him a heart attack and have his wife fake a departure. I thought Erica had left, but Erica's back. Erica's still living in Jarden. She's just got her own place. That's interesting. You know, I wonder what the dynamic between her and John is now. How does she feel about Lori? How does she feel about Kevin? Obviously, she and Nora have mended bridges, because the last we saw them, they were having that incredibly tense scene when Nora was giving her the questionnaire questions. Don't be ridiculous. That was Balki Bartokomous' catchphrase, wasn't it? Don't be ridiculous. I don't remember much about the show, but that seems familiar. Mark Lynn Baker. I truly do wonder. I remember that scene in the bar, and I'm pretty sure it was in the pilot. It might have been in the second episode. Kevin went in for a drink, and the woman next to him at the bar was the woman that we started the series on, who lost her child in the backseat of her car during the departure. And there was a news report on, because I guess it was the 3-year anniversary, and it was just going through a bunch of the famous people that had departed. Anthony Bourdain, Gary Busey, the Pope, all of Perfect Strangers. And we touched on that recurringly. Maybe the Perfect Stranger stuff wasn't even mentioned at the bar, but it might have been mentioned when Kevin visited Kevin Sr. At the mental institute. In any case, that seed was planted early, and then it grew into this. And it makes you wonder how much of this storyline they had in mind back then. Was Perfect Strangers in the book, or was that added just to the screenplay? I wonder. This is where my mind goes when stuff like that happens, just because it's very meta, isn't it? It's just so atypical for television. Most television universes don't ignore pop culture, and here it becomes part of, it doesn't just exist, it becomes part of the storyline. Very, very interesting. Anyway, man, it appears that Kevin and Nora are going to Australia. Nora's just been offered a chance to do the latter and be dosed with this heavy neutron radiation called LADR. And for $20,000, she can be incinerated or goes to wherever her kids have gone, go through, as it was put. And Kevin, who commits near suicide on the regular now, and Nora's cool with that, she understands, is going to tag along. Kevin wanted to have a baby. I'm not sure why, but Nora's response, that shrieking laughter was, it was jarring, but it felt so genuine. She's just been through so much crap with kids being taken away from her. I get what Kevin's trying to do, but it can't be what she needs right now. Man, the show's just so, it's not complex it's not simple in its plot, but the complexity of the show doesn't lie in the plot itself. I think the real complexity in this show is the complexity of character. The sudden departure is this event that just puts everybody in a perpetual state of loss and grief and confusion. It doesn't allow us to just chill and relax and find peace. It puts everybody in a heightened state continually, even 7 years later. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to put all these characters who are living in this heightened state constantly to have very human but very unexpected reactions. You don't know how these people would react because it's such an atypical situation, and yet when they react the way they do, you go, that makes total sense. I get it. Or even if you don't get it, you empathize, you try to understand. Sometimes that's a hard bridge to get to, because how do you put yourself into somebody's shoes who's been through that? Because it's such a hard thing to comprehend what some of these people have been through. how do you put yourself in Kevin's mindset? A man who should be dead multiple times over and yet somehow still lives. What does that do to you? What does that do here? How happy is he truly? You know, Nora shuts down the child question by asking, are you happy? And he says yes. And she says, I am too. And you can't help but think neither of them are, and yet maybe they are on some level, but there's also a massive sadness that they carry around probably forever. And that's, yeah, I mean, it's so hard to grasp, and yet it feels so genuine. It's such a weird place to be in a show. But man, does it work. It's just such a unique storytelling motif. I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking about this show even after it's done. It's just so powerful. Like it'll stick with me. I have no doubt of that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Love doing these reactions. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments about this episode in particular and about the final season, season 3 in general. Please, no spoilers. And if you're so inclined, consider checking out my Patreon, where you can see full-length versions of all my reactions, and you can also get early access to every show that I'm reacting to. So if you're so inclined, check it out. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.